If you want to introduce yourself and say what's your name.
Hi everyone, I am Chandrika Bernard. I am here to tell you all about my story. I believe we all have stories at different seasons in life, and this is mine.
That was good. All right. So I know today we're talking about your injury. How did this happen? Where did it start?
Okay, so I feel like with all of my injuries I've had, and there's been a few, that I have a funny story for each one of them. So this time, I had got a job when I was teaching the dance class for about a month until the end of the year because their teacher was injured. And she said that I can apply for the job since she'd be out for the rest of the school year. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, prayed about it. Yeah, I felt peace in my heart. So I did it and I was chosen. And I just could not wait to see the kids again because the showcase that we did, I started to create a bond. And the bond was pretty good. And I was like, I don't feel like my assignment is done here. So I said, Lord, you have to make me come back here. And so it just so happened that the job was available and I started to bond again with the kids. And before every class, I decided to let them loosen up because they all came intense. They knew me, but they didn't know me. So we played a game before every activity, every assignment. And they seemed to open up so much. They loved it. They got to know each other more, got to know me more. And we just was having a great time. And on this particular day that I got injured on a Friday, the kids decided that they wanted to play Duck, Duck, Goose. And I was like, cool. Some of them knew what it was, some didn't. But if you don't know, you just sit in a circle, you run around, somebody gonna touch your head and say duck, 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 duck. When they say goose, you gotta run around and get back in that spot. And so the dance floor is very slippery. It's pretty new. It has it's a good dance floor. It has a trampoline thing underneath. And we know that as soon as we come into the classroom, we must take our shoes off on this floor, and you can take your socks off as well. We just figured we'll play a few rounds in our socks. Some of us took them off. And I was like, nah, I can make it around the circle. Well, I almost made it around the circle. Then I end up on the floors. At 45, other injuries, yeah. I fell and I heard my ankle go crack. And I knew it wasn't good. So I tried to get up and I couldn't. And immediately the pain started to just penetrate my body. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need help, call somebody. So the kids are running, trying to find help. And yeah, so the people who hired me, they came on in, and then the nurse guy, and they made sure I was okay. And I was like, no, I got to finish the day. Today's supposed to be our party. We're supposed to watch. I bought food, had popcorn and fruit, and we're supposed to watch everything today from the showcase the day before. And they were like, absolutely not, Ms. Bernard. You need to go home. And I was like, no, I got to finish out. I don't want to leave my kids. And they're like, you have to do a report. I'm like, okay, I could do an injury report. And then they insisted that I do workers' comp. And I was like, nah, that's too much. I don't want to put y'all through that. They were like, we have to file it. And I really didn't want to do it, but of course I had to do it. And I filled out all the paperwork, went to the urgent care. Yeah, and that's when they told me after the x-rays that I had a crack. So they said a mild fracture. And I was like, oh my goodness, just took a look back at my whole life. And I'm like, no, this is what I've been waiting for. And now it's here, it's gone, like in 2 weeks. And so I had to deal with that. Like mentally, I just thought about it over and over, honestly. And it was saddening because I started to create such a bond with the kids and we had a little more to do. But even though I thought that, I guess I was like, no, you was here for this amount of time. In my heart, I was fine with it, but then again, I was like, why is this part of my journey? Why I'm always injured? I just didn't know how to receive it or process it at first, but I still knew in the back of my mind this had to be spiritual. No, there's no reason for me to, even with the film job that I got a few weeks before, both of them together, for all this to happen, and like our finances are increasing, I'm doing what I'm loving now, and then this happened. I'm like, okay, there must be something else that's more on the spiritual side. So I decided I was going to go to church on a few Sundays ago, and I just couldn't sleep about it. It's like God was telling me, go to church, go to church. Somebody's going to give you a word there. And if you know our church, they prophesy a lot. And I was there. I just sat down, trying to get my heart and my spirit right for worship. And one of the ministers, well, she's an elder, she came to me and she said, hey, I didn't know you were sitting there behind me. And she says, I have a word for you. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm saying to myself, this is what God told me, and I couldn't sleep. And I didn't know who was going to approach me, but I had a feeling something was going to happen that day. So I made sure that everything was done the night before, because it takes me so long to get ready now. And I was just ready. And then when she approached me, she said, I'll tell you after church, because we're about to start. Basically, I have a few minutes before church start. And so I was like, okay, that's totally fine with me, because I didn't want to be thinking about it anyway during the whole service. But after church, she came up to me, her and another elder, and she said, I was on a prayer walk and God put you on my heart and mind. The crazy thing is, she didn't know that this happened to me. But when she saw me, she was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And I told her, I was playing the game. And what I didn't say, and this is very important too, the Monday before this happened, I was at African dance class. The last 2 Mondays, we're performing and practicing for a show in July. And the dance moves are on your ankles, on your feet, constantly. Every move, it's right there. And I noticed all week that my ankle was starting to hurt every day after those practices, ankle. So I think it's just me that day, my ankle had enough, that honestly. And so back to the prophecy, I told her all of that and what happened. And she was like, I pray for you. So I grabbed my phone so I could remember the prophecy. And she was like, this is what the Lord says. And she was letting me know that all of this was like divine intervention for what God is going to do when I get out of this season. He needs me down. He needs me to rest now, because I can't even imagine what, like the things that I've prayed for, they're going to come to pass. And I just know, like, long as when she was talking, to just keep remaining faithful, and she just kept going on and on. Some other things I won't share everything, but another thing she said, like, this is not just divine intervention, but God is going to use me after this. And this process, he really needs me to seek him more. We actually had a family vacation last week with my dad and family, and they were like, you sure you don't want to come just sit at the beach or this and that? But they had no idea that I was still on assignment. I have to do what God told me to do. I know I'll enjoy family vacation next year when this is over, and we do them every year. So I decided to stay in the resort, and just on a balcony I would journal, I would do different things, and just to be closer to God, just in his presence. That's where I wanted to be while they were out having fun. It was totally fine, because I know everything that I want to do, sometimes you just can't do, because your purpose matters more. And it'll be very beneficial for me or someone else or even my family in the end. So I guess that's what matters most than the fun, because I do have a fun life. So I know I don't have to be on vacation just to have fun. Like, that is just our life here. And knowing that greater things, it's coming. I don't know how that would look, and I don't know what God greater is, because for me, it'll be like retirement, traveling, or whatever. But his greater might be to, like my girls group, I want to take it to the next level. I want to public speak. I want to do things in film, but I want to all do it for God's glory. And I just want him to be pleased with the final product in anything that I do. So that's basically it. That's as much as I'll share about that day. But there are some other things that's a little more intimate. That's just for me and my family. But I don't want to share those here. So.
I respect that. Are there any other spiritual aspects that helped you through your healing process?
Yes, I would say my sons I really begin to see them step up. They would come and pray for me. And it's just so cool that all that we've poured into them, my husband and our church too. I see it come back now that I'm still, and maybe it's always happening. I say, "Oh, y'all have a headache." And they were like, "Well, you're healed in Jesus' name," but now I feel like they're taking more of the time to really pray for me. Even with my husband, he um, went got the holy oil from the prayer closet and he put it on my leg and just prayed over me. And these things may seem small, but I really do feel better. And it's a bonding time for us. So I think this has made our family a little closer. We're now more in the living room because that is where I am. The kids still have their time on their games, but they would come in, just check on me. And I would say my oldest son, Elijah, has really stepped his game up. I did not know that he was that nurturing. A lot of things that we've prayed for Elijah, for him to be, we see that he already is. And every day I'm just like, Elijah, thank you. And I pray blessings over his life for the help that he's given me. As a male, I'm thinking, because I eventually wanted, girls too, but to see how they are just like breaking the mood because they're boys, but they're so nurturing and caring too. I just love it. And I just thank God for them all the time. And they know it. They know how much their mom loved them. Their dad too, but they know mommy. They just have mommy heart. So, yeah.
Now we're talking about how helpful the boys have been. Has your family dynamic changed any other way since then?
Absolutely. I would say from the time I got injured, we've also seen what service look like. Sometimes we can go about our own way, doing our things that we want to do throughout the day, but to have to serve somebody, it takes some humility. You definitely have to be a little humble and give up yourself to spend time or to help somebody else. So it also makes me, even though I'm injured, I might call one of the boys over just to love on them a little more. I'm very grateful for how they've been helping me. I think we've become a little more loving for our situation already. As far as fixing food, all three of the boys like to cook, so they can do for themselves and they can wash their own clothes. They don't need my help. But now that I'm injured, Elijah, the other day he washed my clothes and dried them and brought them up for me. So it's awesome to see that all the things that we have taught them, that it's coming back out and we get to see it in real time. And so I just think it's amazing. And now I see them, instead of me calling them saying, "Come do this," they're offering, "Hey mom, you need help with this? Mom, you need that?" And I really appreciate it. I was getting emotional the other day about it because usually it's one that's like, okay, but all three of them have been such a great help. And of course, my husband, they learn a lot from my husband. Whether I'm healed or what, my husband, he cooks, he'll bring me food, he'll make sure the boys respect me. And now I see that they're older, that they're doing the same things that he has already modeled for them. And I really appreciate that. And it's good to see. So we would probably sit at the table, or a lot of times it's been sitting in the living room because of my leg. It has to stay elevated. And we usually do our family dinners together, but now we had to just modify some things because of my ankle. So instead of having dinner in the dining room some days, we just all sit around the living room floor, and I'll be on the sofa with my leg up, and and we just talk about our day. That's one thing we talk about every time we're at the dinner table. What's the best part of our day and the worst part of our day. And sometimes we do scriptures, and so we just do it in the living room now. So sometimes you have to be open to change. That has definitely changed for us because I'm just more comfortable on the sofa. I just rather be on the sofa, and everybody's fine with that. But here, there's no electronics when we eat, so there's no TV or anything. We might have some music playing, and I just love the intimacy of it, just with our family. That, and they see me with my weights by the sofa. My husband usually go to the gym daily, probably 5 times a week, and I'm still trying to lift when I can. And so now that the weights are by the sofa, I see the boys picking them up. and they're starting to lift a little bit. And they like to play on my crutches, so it's very funny. They like to act like they're going to drop the crutch or the weight on my foot, which is hilarious. And I don't know what I would do if they actually do it, but I actually trust them because nothing has ever happened yet. With any of my injuries, they never really dropped anything on me. It's just like for fun. Like I said, we have a lot of fun here, and we're just a joking family. So they keep me going by the things that they do. So humor is very crucial for us, and that's how we get through life. And we don't like to see each other sad. So I'm seeing more of how we raise them come out through this injury. That's basically it. So you know, sometimes they grow up and they be a little standoffish, a little quiet, they isolate. And then, you know, something like this happening, then you're like, wow, all of those morals and values are still there. They didn't go anywhere. They just was pretending that they weren't there. That's all.
That's beautiful. Oh, that's so awesome. I want to switch it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about. I heard you saying that you still try to lift and stay active, and I remember earlier we were talking a little bit about you losing some of your muscle mass and the weight distribution, so on and so forth.
Yes.
How has your self-image been, like the body dysmorphia? How?
Yes.
What's that experience been like for you?
Yeah, so most of you know I've been doing the African dance for 18 years, and I've just been in shape like since I was a teenager. A lot of you probably don't notice it, but I've noticed. I mean, it was like the week of I started to lose. I feel like this is the most muscle mass I've lost in a week. Or maybe it was just me. I don't know. But I noticed when I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my goodness, the leg that this happened on. Now, let me remind you, this happened on May 9th, and I didn't see a doctor until I think it was 20 days later, almost 20 days. And so I couldn't put pressure on this leg for 20 days. And then by the time I had the surgery, it was almost a month now. And I noticed that this leg just lost all the muscle. It's just, you know, hardly anything. I still try to do my raises and things like that, but this is the leg that I tore my ACL on 6 years ago. So too much pressure on this leg isn't good either. Was my weaker leg compared to this leg before this injury. So now this is my strong leg, which is also still my weak leg. Whatever weights we have here, I have the 5 and 10 pound weight. And so I've just been lifting, not so much because of how I look. That might be half of it, but it's definitely because I just want to stay in shape. I don't know what it's going to mean when I come out of this. I know God's going to use me in some ways, and if those ways have to do with dancing again, I already want to have some muscle mass. Something has to be there. I can't just like stop working out because I'm injured. I'm not going to stop working out because I'm injured. The boot is very heavy, so it's like a weight itself. So I do my leg lifts on it, I stand up, and I do my kickbacks and different things. But now I start to see a little muscle tone is coming back slowly, and I can just work this leg out like I normally would. But of course, you know, you kind of need both legs, but I can do a little more with this one. So I'm like, I have one strong leg, it's fine. When I've had injuries, I've noticed that I build muscle really quick. But mentally, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, some things I can't fit, or I dropped the size. I know that this is not forever. So that gives me, you know, some hope. And I know some of you are like, girl, you look just fine. And I look just fine, but I just like being tall and all the way in shape, not halfway because I'm injured. I like to be ready for everything. If somebody was to come up in here in the middle of the night, I need to be able to fight them up. Or, you know, if I need to run, I'm there, something happens, break out somewhere, I need to be able to sprint to where I'm going. It's just like a lifestyle. And I don't know any other way but to work out. Like, since I started running track at 9 or 10, I've just never stopped working out. Even with the kids. My dance teacher had to say, don't you come back here no more. You're 7 months pregnant. I don't want you to stop coming to dance class. And so, yes. And with our last one, I had gained 55 pounds. And I was still trying to do African dance. I don't know why. I just gained so much weight. And I don't know why. And he was only 6 pounds when he came out. So I don't know. I really didn't think that I was going to go back down, to be honest. I was like, okay. But when I was that big, I did not like it. And so I knew I was going to just continue it as a lifestyle. Just to be fit and to do something that you love so much. Well, to have that like taken away from you, it's okay. Like, what else do? You do what you can. And then, like I said, this is spiritual. God has something else. Maybe that was in the way of what God is trying to do for me in this season. Because, I was in the gym. And if I could go to me 2 times a day, I would go to the gym, run up and down this driveway, I would go for walks or whatever. A lot of my life was centered around workout. And now that I'm saying it now, I realize, okay, I can see why God may have set me down. I love the gym too much. So I just do what I can here, like I said, make the best of it. And I just do the exercises because I know when I come out of it, I'll be strong again.
Yeah. So we have a fun question. What's your morning routine like? Or your night routine? Like, how do you prepare yourself for bed? Do you have help or what's that like?
Yeah. Well, for now, I'll begin with my night routine. The sofa is my bed for now. I slept in the bed last night. It was the worst experience ever. I did not like it. I mean, I've been on the sofa, honestly, since this happened, probably most nights, but I do go to the room some nights, even if I get up in the middle of the night, I just rather be on the sofa. It's just more comfortable for me. And my husband will sit here. Sometimes he's sitting on the floor right there. But I just have to be comfortable. I just have to sleep straight. That's it. Like my leg cannot bend that way. Nothing can touch this. But I'm scared my husband's gonna touch it, so I'm jumping up out my sleep. And it just laying straight. I'm a stomach sleeper, and already it's been a month or so, and I just hate sleeping like that. But sitting up, it really, really helps. So I try sitting up in the bed. It's not the same. I tried all these pillows. It's not the same. So my night routine just looks like me. I would go to my crutch, go to the bathroom. If I have makeup on, which I really haven't been wearing much, I take that off. I use the bathroom. If I need to shower, I shower, come back out, hop along the hall, and get back to the sofa, which I'm there for a few hours, go back to the bathroom. It's not much of a routine. After I got a shower, put my pajamas on, come out here, and sometimes I might watch a little something, I might journal, or I might read my Bible. We might have our dinner, but the hardest thing I would say is just like getting from place to place. And this leg just has to be strong. It just has to be, because sometimes I have to hop in small places with the crutch. I just can't get in there right, so I need to hop. And I've mastered going down the stairs with the crutches and coming back up. Well, I don't say mastered because I almost fell yesterday. So, but I can actually do it now. And that's pretty cool. My morning routine. I get up off the sofa immediately. I will go to the bathroom and go ahead and brush my teeth while I'm in there. I come back out. Or if I need to shower in the morning, I will shower, change my clothes, all that, freshen up. And I wash my face. And I come back out here to sit on the sofa. Sometimes I grab the chair over here, slide it to the kitchen, slide into the chair, get to the kitchen, because usually when I'm up, nobody's up, but my husband is already gone to work. But if they're here, I know they're wondering, like, what is she doing? And they try to keep me in line, but sometimes I just don't listen because I feel like I need to stay active or I just become a vegetable on that couch. And so I have to push myself through. I don't have any pity. Those days are gone. It probably was at the first few days after it happened, but I just feel like I need to work things out. I don't need them to do every single thing for me. And I don't let them do every single thing for me, but I guess that gets on their nerves because they just don't want me to get hurt. Because if I get hurt anymore, they're thinking, oh my goodness, that won't be good. But I do like to fix my own breakfast sometimes and just hop along. And sometimes there's too much weight on this leg, so I have to, sit down or get off of it. And then I just resume, or I might call one of them to come help me out. But I don't like to disturb their sleep because they help me so much during the day that I want them to rest well. So.
Nice. Would you say being active before the injury is helping a lot with your recovery process?
Yes. Actually, the very first thing that the doctor said when I walked into the office was like, I'm so glad you're in shape because you're going to have to be. And that's when I tore my ACL, it probably was for the ankle injury on this leg, Every one of them, I was already in shape because it was my lifestyle. And every doctor, now that I'm thinking about it, may have referenced that, from my diet to how I'm already fit. And I'm like, man, everybody should really go through this life working out. Like, we should all be physically fit because you don't know what will happen. And the whole process, the doctor even told me the other day, like, because of your form and stuff, like, you'll get through this with no problem, and it's just easier for them too. Because if I was 300 pounds, I'm trying to do this, the doctor couldn't believe how well this had healed. Now, if you give me instructions, I'm a follow them because I want to get better, but I still want to be respectful and not make your job harder just because you're the doctor. No, like, he shouldn't be having to do all of these extra things just because I'm deciding I want to live how I want to live while I'm going through the injury or because I'm depressed or something like that. No, I need to be respectful of this man's job. Yeah, so I need to do my part. If that's going to mean me sitting on the sofa for hours, I need to sit on that sofa till my body heals. And with all of my injuries, I made sure, with all 3 of the C-sections, I made sure they told me I'm down for 8 weeks. I took 10 to 12 weeks. No, you can't come over here. Sorry, but my healing means more to me than you me doing something with you here. I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but I have to get well first, and then, like, I can get back to normal life. I can have company. Y'all know we the party house. We throw everything. We like to feed people. We like to have events here. We like to cook, barbecue, and we will resume those things. Believe me. And and yeah, I do miss company. I love company, and I miss my clients too. But it's just healing time.
What about the medications? Like, how has it been with certain drugs that have been provided? Have you ever felt like these are not as natural as you would like, or do you have any natural remedies that you are already practicing? How do you feel about the medications that were provided?
Really, I prefer not to be a medicine person. But when you crack your bone, you're like, what do you have for me? And so, unfortunately, the medicine that they gave me the day that this happened, they said that nobody had it in stock. I had to wait 4 days. So I just could take Tylenol extra strength, which hardly did anything. But I took it anyway. There were no remedies actually that I did, just prayer over my foot. But like I said, this injury is probably the least painful. And I feel like if I did the ACL and the 3 C-sections, nothing is ever gonna top that to me. So this, I was like, I can endure for the 4 days. Then I got the medicine, it did help. I don't know if I'm just accustomed to pain. I don't know. My cousin texted me the other day and she was saying that she told her mom, my aunt, that I was bionic because she'll probably be freaking out in all of these injuries that I've had. And I mean, what else you gonna do? You just endure. I put on a movie, try to watch some comedies, laugh it off, or the medicine. I mean, even now, I just have to take it some days. I have to take it, but like, I haven't taken it at all today, and I've just had like a little pain, so I'm not going to take it just because it's there. I only take it when I feel like I need it. So it's really working when it works, but it also makes me drowsy. So I'm glad today is a good day. And some days I wake up, I do notice a difference. You can say what you want, but I believe that speaking some things, it can come true. Today, I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to record this video with no pain, and look, no pain today. I'm thankful for that. My friend did send me a remedy. It was something with like cayenne pepper and some water. And she said one more thing. I don't think it was ginger. It was something else. She said you could take it. So I don't know what it was for. I was mentioning blood clots, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. I do have medicine for blood clots and nausea. I haven't had any, so I don't really have to take those, but I did. They recommended after the surgery to take it anyway and to keep your leg active, just move it like every hour and a half. And so I was taking it. They said 2 a day, but I was like, I just don't want to take that medicine plus the pain medicine plus the nausea medicine. It's just too much. So Lord, you made my body, you know what it needs. So do what you have to do. I just rather go with that, to be honest, and it's just been working. So the meds are there. I did just get a refill because I knew once they took the stitches out, I was going to be in pain. And actually, I think this is some of the most pain I've been in, not today, but on Friday when I got the stitches out. So today, I guess it's healing up or something. because, and I know the prayers are working. So yeah.
Into that. What advice would you give for another 45-year-old woman with a similar injury? What would be the first thing you would tell her?
Just have faith that it won't last forever. It's a season. It's could be frustrating, but you'll get through it. Make sure that you have things that you like to do and people that you like around you. Yeah, because and some people can still be negative with your injury. Make sure that you have that uplifting friend group, that encouraging group. And another thing that has helped me or our family, one of my friends from church set up a meal train. So my husband and kids or I even don't have to cook all the time. And so everybody just donate to it or they send gift cards through the meal train and we can just order food when we need it. So, but I'll say even be wise with that because eventually your meal train, whatever people are going to give, if they give anything, it's going to run out eventually. So be wise with your meals. When you're really in pain, that's when I say order your food. So a good thing too, if you have somebody here to help you, I would say meal prep. When my husband cook meals, it's enough for a few days. So when I'm hungry, I can just get up and grab something, or my sons get up and grab something for me, and that really helps. But your self-image, do what you can while you can, going through the process. Because even though I'm sitting home, we're raising 3 boys, and my husband still, I'm sure he don't want to see me looking like a bum every day. My gel, my edge control, at least my just a slick back ponytail, something. And usually I'm gonna have my edges up no matter what. So, I just like to look presentable, not just for them, but for myself. Like I said, we are raising 3 boys, and I want them to know that their life needs to be put together. So, just make sure you're keeping yourself up and don't think that this is the end of the world. Yeah, see what you can learn from this journey while you're in it. Because I know if he put me through it, he's going to carry me all the way, throughout this whole journey. And I can't wait to see what he has in store, and how he will make up that time. So it's what you're choosing to focus on. I could focus on the pain. I could focus on the injury. I could focus on not being teaching at the school no more. But I choose to focus on what's to come. I guess the light at the end of the tunnel and the help that I'm getting here, to see everybody work together. I love that, and the same for you. And if you ever need some cute leaned out crutches to help you feel better, when I walk, I feel like I feel no pain because I'm cute on crutches. So it's a little term that I made up, cutie on crutches. And also, it probably have nothing to do with that, more spiritual. I was on my crutches yesterday and the day before, and I didn't know by me blinging out these crutches that it would be a form to witness to people. They come, they want to know about the crutches, and I don't know, we always start talking about Jesus. So I love that. Last year it was my hair. He told me to cut my hair off in January, and I did. And my curl, he just gave me this glorious curl pattern. And everybody kept stopping me because of my hair. And I was able to witness. So I'm like, you just never know what you're going through it for. It could be for somebody else. It's not everything is just not for you. Yeah, I know God's going to have something great for me, but more so, I don't just want to be selfish. How else can I bless somebody else while I'm going through this and even after this? So that means I have to not go on vacation and stay in a room. Okay, I can read the Bible, get closer to God to see where He wants me to go. So I didn't think this was going to be so spiritual, but it's just, I guess what's in you, it actually comes out of you because that's what I know. So that's what I speak. Put God first. He'll carry you through.
Man, we're good.
It's also help with my arm exercise.